Mabuhay! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we will talk about SPC and supply chain management. So the first is statistical process control. Statistical process control, or SPC, is a methodology within quality control that systematically uses statistical methods to monitor, control, and improve a process. This is also maintaining a state of statistical control to make sure the process is capable of meeting customer specifications reliably and economically. So, in simple terms, SPC helps businesses prevent problems instead of fixing them after they happen. By monitoring the process continuously, companies can detect small changes or errors early. This reduces waste, saves money, and improves customer satisfaction. One common tool used in SPC is the control chart. A control chart helps track process performance over time. It shows whether variations in the process are normal or if there is something unusual that needs attention. So overall, statistical process control is important because it ensures consistent quality, reduces defects, and improves efficiency. It helps organizations deliver better products and services while minimizing cost. So there are several process control techniques. First is histograms. Histograms shows the distribution of data. They help us see patterns, spread, and variations in a process. Second is check sheets. Check sheets are simple tools used to collect and record data in a structured way. They help identify how often certain problems occur. Third, Pareto charts. Pareto charts are help identify the most significant problem. It follows the 80-20 problems, 80-20 principles, meaning 80% of problems usually come from 20% of causes. Fourth is cause and effect diagrams. It's also known as fishbone diagrams. These diagrams help identify possible causes of a problem. Fifth is defect concentration diagrams. This shows where defects frequently occur in a product or process. Sixth is scatter diagrams. Scatter diagrams show the relationship between two variables. And then lastly is control charts. Control charts monitor process performance over time. They show upper and lower control limits and help determine if a process is in control or out of control. So now let's connect this to supply chain management. It is the methodical strategic coordination of all activities related to the complete flow of materials, data, and funds, from the procurement of raw materials to the final delivery and post-consumption handling, such as recycling or returns of the completed good or service to the customer. So in simple terms, supply chain management manages the entire journey of a product from supplier to customer. SPC plays an important role in supply chain management because it ensures that every step in the process maintains high quality, and if one of the supply chain fails, it affects the whole system. By using statistical process control, companies can maintain consistency, reduce defects, lower cost, and improve customer satisfaction. So statistical process control helps maintain quality and stability in process, while supply chain management ensures smooth coordination from raw materials to final delivery. Together, they help organizations operate efficiently and competitively.
Supply chain management is all about the buong journey ng isang produkto, from the very beginning hanggang makarating siya sa customer. Una, Sinasabi dito ang product's entire life cycle ay sakop ng supply chain activities. Ibig sabihin mula pa lang sa pagkuha ng raw materials ay kahoy, bakal, tela, etc. hanggang sa pagkuha ng produkto sa factory, pag-store sa warehouse, pag-transport, pag-display sa store, hanggang sa mabili at magamit ng end user. Lahat ng proseso na yan ay part ng supply chain. So basically, it's a movement of goods from pinanggalingan hanggang gumagamit. Pangalawa, ang supply chain management o SCM naman ay maayos at strategic ng pang-manage ng buong process na ito. Hindi lang siya basta pagdiba ng produkto. May coordination siya na tatlong core flows. Una, product flow. Action na paggalaw ng goods from supply to manufacturer to retail hanggang consumer. Pangalawa, information flow. Palitan ng informasyon like orders, inventory, levels, tracking details. Pangatlo, financial flow. Bayaran, invoices, credits, and payments. Ang goal ng SCM ay magiging smooth, efficient, at cost-effective ang buong system. Kasi kapag hindi maayos ang coordination, pwede magkaroon ng overstock, kulang ng supply deliveries at mas mataas na gastos na eventually makaka-epekto sa customer satisfaction.
Let's dive into slide 11, where we define what supply chain procurement actually looks like in a modern business. A common misconception is that procurement is just a fancy word for buying things. However, as you can see, it is much more strategic than a simple transaction. Procurement is the process of choosing trustworthy suppliers, meticulously checking and approving orders, and most importantly, ensuring that every single item needed for production arrives on time and in good condition. So think of procurement. It is the heartbeat of the supply chain. It is what keeps the entire operation moving smoothly without interruption. Moving into slide 12, why does this matter so much? It comes to the bottom line. In most manufacturing business, raw materials make up a massive portion of the product's total cost. Because of this, companies have to manage these expenses with extreme care. In today's world of automated and modern production, we often use systems like just-in-time or JIT, what we call it. These systems demand that materials are delivered with high quality in the exact amount needed, and at the precise moment they are required, because there is a very little room for error. So procurement plays a starring role ensuring the efficiency, quality, and overall success of the manufacturing process. So finally, on slide 13, we look at the first big hurdle: choosing suppliers. Before an organization even looks at an outside vendor, they must first ask, should we just do this ourselves? This is called a make or buy analysis. So our purchasing departments work closely with operations teams to assess if producing goods or services in-house is feasible and desirable. While we often look to external partners, sometimes internal production offers significant advantages such as lower costs, higher quality control, or faster delivery speeds than an external supplier could provide. To that, it's all about finding the source that provides the most value to the company.
Choosing supplier, organization first assess if producing goods, service in-house is feasible and desirable. Purchasing department supported by operation teams conduct make or buy analysis to decide on supply sources. Sometimes internal production offers advantage like lower cost, higher quality, or faster delivery than external suppliers. A supplier can specialize their expertise and resources to deliver better performance. However, strategic factor must be weighed when outsourcing. It may lead to loss of external skills that provide distinctive competence, and suppliers could potentially offer those competencies to competitors. Example sa external supplier, halimbawa sa food business, isang milk tea shop na bumibili sila ng pearl or milk sa ibang kumpanya. So ito yung tinatawag natin na external supplier. So sa manufacturing naman, may isang pabrika ng mga sapatos, halimbawa, is bumibili sila ng leather at goma sa ibang kumpanya rin. So ito yung mga tinatawag natin na external supplier. So once an organization decide to use an external supplier, it must choose which one to work with, using set criteria for quotations and approval. Price is a key factor. Supplier costs make up a growing share of the total cost passed to customers. So, minimized purchase prices can give the organization a major advantages. Quality is a key supplier selection. The assured quality levels are expected because the poor quality can disrupt operation, requiring extra check, wasting resources, and lead to customer returns and loss of goodwill. Next is delivery. Is a key supplier. Reliability, on-time delivery every time is required. Short lead times and quick response to orders are also important performance factors.
So, supply chain distribution refers to the process of moving finished goods or services from manufacturers or producers to end customers, encompassing all steps like warehousing, transporting, and order fulfillment. There are two main areas of physical distribution management that are materials handling and warehousing. So, sa supply chain distribution ay ang pagproseso ng pag-deliver ng finished goods or products mula sa manufacturers papunta sa customers. So, kasama dito ang warehousing, which is ang pag-i-imbak, transportation, which is ang pag-deliver, at ang order fulfillment, which is ang pag-pack at pag-ship ng products. So, may dalawang main areas ito. Ito ay which is ang materials handling, which is ang tamang paggalaw ng product sa warehouse. And then yung warehousing ay ang maayos sa pag-i-imbak o pag-store ng mga products. Supply chain distribution. Materials handling. As part of supply chain distribution, materials handling system fall into three categories: manual, mechanized, and automated. Manual systems rely on people to move materials. They are flexible but only feasible for items that can be moved with minimal assistance. So, si materials handling, isa siya parte ng supply chain distribution na kung saan inilipat, in-store at inayos sa mga produkto sa loob ng warehouse o production area. So, may tatlong klase ito, which is manual, mechanized, and automated. So, ang manual naman ay tao mismo nagbubuhat o naglilipat ng items. Flexible ito kasi pwedeng i-adjust agad depende sa situation. So, yung mechanized naman ay gumagamit ng mga machines katulad ng convert and foyer. Mas mabilis ito and mas reliable sa paglipat ng mga materials. Less effort para sa mga tao, pero may equipment na ginagamit. So, the last is automated. Mostly machines at computer system na ang gumagalaw at nagkocontrol sa paglipat ng mga produkto. Mas mabilis at efficient at mas konti na ang manual na trabaho. So, madaling salita, habang tumataas ang level, mas bumababa ang human effort at mas nagiging efficient ang proseso. So, the last way is warehousing. Warehousing in supply chain distribution uses two key approaches: consolidation groups, finished products from multiple suppliers for delivery to customers, reducing communication and transportation links. So the next is break bulk. Is the opposite: suppliers send all goods for a region to a local warehouse which processes and delivers separate orders to individual customers. So, ang warehousing ay pag-iimbak ng mga produkto sa warehouse bago ito i-deliver sa customer. So, may dalawa tong paraan, which is the consolidation groups. So, ang consolidation groups ay pinagsama-sama ang produkto galing sa iba't ibang suppliers bago ito ipadala sa customers. Mas tipid ito at mas organized. So, pangalawa is break bulk. Lahat ng products para sa isang lugar ay dinadala muna sa isang warehouse or sa local warehouse. Tapos doon ito hinahati-hati at dinideliver sa iba't ibang customers. So tandaan, ang consolidation ay pagsama-sama muna. And then ang break bulk is paghahati-hati muna.